Welcome back, everyone, to BBB Sharing. I'm Evie Kira George, Director of Ignite, sparked by BBB, and I'm here with Josh again today. Josh?
Hello. How are you guys doing?
You know, it'd be nice
Oh, is it muted?
if your mic wasn't muted.
Oh, are we good now?
We're good now.
Okay. I could hear myself, but maybe I was just loud enough to hear myself through another microphone.
Maybe. All right, Josh. What are we talking about today?
We're talking about life hacks, you said?
So
You said hacks throughout the
I guess
business?
you can consider them life hacks. They are growth hacking techniques for startup companies.
Okay. And what would that entail? Like a quirky thumbnail or title, or like how to...
Sort of. So it's the tips and tricks that startups use to get more traffic to their company. And an example of something is using search engine optimization on their social media or their website.
Okay.
Another example is A/B testing on landing pages, just to see what will have like the best conversion rate.
Okay. How would someone go about doing something like that?
So a lot of it is research, but most of it is knowing, number one, who your target audience is.
Okay.
So once you get that down, your niche and your target audience, which believe me is the hardest part, everything else comes pretty easy.
Okay. I would say a big important thing when it comes to trying to figure out who you want to target is just going to random like networking opportunities. Just going
Like
to different
in person?
places. Yeah, like in person, I would say.
You're so old school.
I just like seeing people's faces. I don't know. I'm the youngest person here. I've got the oldest ideas.
That's very true.
Yeah, but I mean, social media is also a really good place to go.
Social media is great for a startup company who's trying to have a bigger outreach than just local. It is a good place to start. But, and we've talked about this before, I think that a lot of people that are having their own businesses, depending on the business, should start something like a YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people like to see what you're doing. They like to see the service that you provide, the products that you're providing them. But that being said, you need to realize that your product and your service have to have, they need to be solving a problem for the community or for your target audience.
Okay.
So once you figure that out, you're good. But it's not that easy to figure out.
Yeah. I know there's a lot of, I would say a lot of businesses that don't really understand how to market to their audience as well. So it's also figuring out not just your audience, but how do you target that specific audience? Let's say you're doing maybe like life insurance, specifically like senior insurance. You know, not a lot of people are going to be using like online unless maybe
You'd be
you can surprise me.
You'd be surprised. So I spoke with, her name is Catherine. She is the owner of, seniorsguide.com.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually had her here in the podcast studio with me. She said that the market is actually very vast of people that do research for senior living and how to prepare for that time in your life.
Okay. Wow. No,
Yeah.
I wouldn't know that. Yeah.
So they have a huge online presence.
Okay. Oh, can you hear me?
So I think living in that narrow-minded mindset of that the community isn't really retaining social media, I don't think that's true necessarily. I just think we're not doing social media right.
What would you say would be like the right way to go about social media?
So if you're a brand, instead of trying to reach everybody, because let's be honest, there's no way your brand is going to accommodate every single person out there.
Mm-hmm.
You are a niche, right? So you have to target those specific people that are looking for that specific thing that you provide.
Okay.
And that's where you start to do your research. You look at your competitors. What are your competitors doing on social media? Are they funny and quirky? Is that working for them, or is it not doing them any favors?
Yeah. Okay.
So those are the type of hacks that you want to use. Maybe even do like a partnership or a collaboration with a local place to get your locals up and going,
That makes sense. Yeah.
you know? So those are little hacks that you can always work on to find your online presence.
Okay.
Make your audience aware that you're there and you provide a solution to a problem.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely see like setting a tone to a specific industry, because if someone's going to be handling my money, I don't want a comedy routine.
Well, here's my thing. You're 22 years old, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's no way that you're not on social media,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
right? So what is it that attracts you to certain posts?
Ooh. I definitely like something that will get my attention like really quickly. Like, and social media is really good at also just curating
Yeah.
what you like. So if you're not even thinking about one
That
thing, it's not going
algorithm's
to give
doing
it
the
to you.
most. Yep.
Yeah. So, and I would say definitely like someone who's outgoing, within like the point, like 0.5 seconds can just like get your attention, whether it be like screaming at you or like I said, like a lot of cooking videos. So like just throw a knife down and just be like, oh, okay, I know what this is. And they'll just, I would say a very fast pace.
Fast paced.
Yeah. A lot of fast pace, but it's also knowing how much of social media you're consuming that's important and like good, and you can retain that information, and how much is just kind of nonsense.
Yeah, junk.
Yeah, because you can go through for an hour, and then when you kind of look
Oh, yeah,
back,
you can go down the rabbit hole real quick.
yeah, when you kind of go back and you think about what have I just seen, even in the past 5 minutes, I bet you won't even be able to tell me like half of that.
No. There are certain things that I feel like my algorithm is doing me a lot of good favors, because there are certain things that I do remember. And then I see something funny and I'm like, I got to send that to my sister, you know?
Yeah.
But the funny stuff, I only remember it in a conversation and then it pulls up my memory. Oh, yeah, that's right. I did see something funny about that.
Yeah.
But the things that gravitate me are informative videos, like on Instagram or shorts, YouTube shorts. I love those.
Mm-hmm.
Those gravitate my attention pretty quickly. And they tend to be around things like digital marketing or sometimes cooking. Love the cooking ones, especially if they have very healthy and health balancing perks, you know?
Yeah.
But there are some things that can be junk.
Yeah. I think like I was talking about, just curating your feed as well.
You definitely have to, if you are a brand and you are pulling out, you're just throwing darts at a board and hoping that one of them hits the mark, you're not doing yourself any favors. Number one thing that I would do if I'm starting my own company, my own startup, is my brand guidelines.
You explain that a little bit.
So brand guidelines are like a booklet of sorts. It can be a digital booklet or it can be a physical booklet, even like a PowerPoint sometimes, but it has codes for your colors, your brand colors, your brand fonts that you use, what your style is. So are you more minimalist or are you more colorful and bright and vibrant? What's your target audience? You would build a customer portfolio or a customer profile, and that would be who your ideal target person would be. Like let's say, for example, you've got Bob, and Bob likes to go fishing in the summertime and snowboarding in the wintertime. He's no frills kind of guy, and he hates having to sit down and fix something that broke when he's fishing or snowboarding, you know? So his, brand would probably look at him and be like, oh, he's perfect for REI or Dick's Sporting Goods or something like that, So that's how you try and find your target audience. You pinpoint what it is that you are and what problem you can solve for which person.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's all I have to say. Josh, any other words?
I'm trying to think right now. I don't think I have anything to say.
You got 10 seconds.
You got 10 seconds?
I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that to you. All right.
Know your audience, I guess, and just figure out how to make that, make that feed. I think one thing, and I ask myself this sometimes, it's like, would you rather be proficient in everything or good at one thing? Personally, it's good to be proficient in everything. But if you're a brand and if you're a business, you want to hold on to that one thing, and that one thing that makes you.
Yeah.
So being able to master that is going to be key.
Absolutely.
That is my 2 cents for today.
Perfect. And you did it in less than 10 seconds.
Oh, cool.
Wonderful. Thank you, everyone, for joining us again. That was growth hacking techniques for startups. I hope it was helpful for you. Don't forget to follow us on Ignite Sparked by BBB, Central Virginia, Instagram, and Facebook. And make sure to like and subscribe. Bye.
Bye.